But when I was watching them and I was listening to what doctors did and how they molded the lower class to continually fit what they wanted from them without
Mhm.
actually making it look like that. Like, what it comes down to is the same thing that's happening in our day-to-day reality, is that those that are considered higher class or consider themselves to be, um, want there to be a lower class
Yeah.
for their own agendas, because without the lower class, can their agendas be fulfilled? Because in these documentaries, I'll give you one quick example, and I told this to Nina just before. Doctors didn't want contraception to be known in the lower class. They practiced it themselves in the higher class and the middle class, but they didn't want the lower class to know about it, to know different ways on how to stop having children, right? And I sat there and I thought, I wonder why that is. The people who are experiencing heinous levels of poverty and brutal working conditions, working in workhouses, which is an appalling part of human history, may I just say, appalling, appalling. It says here that, because obviously there are different workhouses all around, Victorian workhouses, there was 145,000 people each year that died. In the Irish workhouses, 250,000 people died each year, may I just say. And 200,000 of those deaths were caused by famine in these
Yeah.
workhouses, may I just say,
Yeah.
because they could have the choice to feed you or not to feed you, or to feed you moldy shit. You know, it was just knowing the participation in making sure that the lower class remained lower class, in my opinion. That is definitely still around in our day and age. 100%. If a supermarket can feel valid in charging you $10 for a block of cheese, which is what they're doing here in Australia, I just, in my brain, I'm thinking, trying to make it less accessible, trying to make it more difficult to be able to have food options. You're you're limited to something like just having bread. And what did they have back then? They just had bread. They had bread, milk, water.
Potatoes.
Yeah, yeah, potatoes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
horrifying when